Hello, hello friends. This is Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace, getting ready to do some crafting. I'm kind of entering the zone of the happy place. That's where I'm heading. I had some family things to take care of. Nothing like horrible or just, kids needing me. So running a little late. So I'm sorry for that, but let me get everything situated and we'll get started and have some fun. And by the way, I need to plug this in because I don't have a whole lot of power, a whole lot of battery left on that phone this morning. When you guys come on, say hello. Let me know that you're here. Meantime, I'll get myself all ready to go. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just going to play today. I'm totally playing. Hope you're like happy to just watch and join me play. I'm just going to have some fun with my stuff, like my craft supplies. How often do you get to do that, you guys? How often do you just sit down with your bin of craft supplies and just start playing? I wonder about that. That's the whole idea of my craft therapy club, is for us to get together and do that on a regular basis. And it's just really a relaxed atmosphere, relaxed community of girls. Then we get together at least once a month for one live project that we're all doing together. And then if I can add more, I do. Hey, Janice, good morning. Hi, Kathy in Ohio. Hello, hello. There's Trisha in Georgia. Welcome. Hey, Denise. Good morning, Miss Denise. And Kathy Hoppy is here. Kathy Jones. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of Kathys this morning. Good morning, Connie. Hi, Anita. Hey, gals. How are we already up 31 people? I literally just went live and I'm late. I am so sorry I'm late. No children and I was home alone, Anita says. That's good when you're all by yourself and you can have that quiet time to just play with your crafts, right? Yeah, everybody's good, May. Thank you. I hope you guys are doing well too. Good morning, Tracy. Hello, hello. Good morning, Nancy. Anita said she got to do that yesterday. She got to play with her craft supplies. It's so fun. It's one of the most relaxing things to do. If you're a creative and you're crafty, or you just love, creating beautiful things around you, surrounding yourself with beautiful things, it's such a nice way to express yourself. You have a blessed day, Jeannie. Thank you for saying that. Blessings back to you, all of you. Hi, Tanika. Janice, she's already after it. She's busy this morning. Hang tight. Let's see if when I flip this camera so that you can read this easily, you probably can read it backwards. You've seen it so many times, but oh, good. It's not green. It's not green. Janice is already after it. Thank you, Janice. Watching on my lunch break in Indiana. Hey, Jill, let's have lunch together. What's for lunch today? What is for lunch? Just about to clean my walk-in closet. Trisha, thank you for saving me. I'm not getting you off duty, girlfriend. I'm going to hold you to it. You can work and craft, hang out with us while we craft. Trisha, just get after it. It'll take your mind off of the job. That's how I look at it. Good morning, Susan. Thank you for sprinkling, Kathy. You guys are the best. God is so good. Jeannie, you ain't kidding. You are not kidding. You're not kidding. I've had a lot of good conversations lately with some creative friends from here on Facebook. Some of the girls who are in some of the coaching groups that I'm in. Had some really good conversations with them last night and then this morning. And yes, we all acknowledge that we are so blessed. So blessed. Get to work, Patricia. All right, hold on a minute. I'm going to grab the prize basket. We're going to get some names in here. If you're new to the Comfy Nest, welcome. Thanks for joining. Good morning, Tracy. Is it a beautiful day where you are? Tell me. Tell me, what's it like where you are? Here it's rainy. It's actually raining. And the temperature, I don't think is bad. I haven't been outside today, so I'll be totally honest with you. But the temperature was supposed to be 50 something, which isn't bad for us. Looking for a pen, hold on. But it's raining. So my husband, we have a landscape company, landscaping and erosion control. So he's rained out. Equipment broke down last night, so he's, I think, on his way back home. He's been out of town for a few days. He's on his way back home, I think, just because of the weather and equipment breaking down. But my boys are always like, yay, daddy's coming home. But it's not good for business, but it's okay. It's par for the course. It's the way it goes. 70 over the weekend, Tracy. That sounds glorious. Hi, Judy in North Carolina. I bet it's beautiful in North Carolina, Judy, right? You guys have more temperate weather, temperatures. Hey, Deanne and Bismarck. Hello, hello, Tina. Leslie, good morning, Miss Leslie. If you guys are new, I just started to say, if you're new here, give yourself a new shout out. Like, newbie, like, let us know you're new so we can offer you a big warm welcome. I do a prize basket. I started this about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. I've given away 2 so far. As you guys are, it's like mutually helpful. As you guys are spreading the love, sprinkling it out there, if you find any benefit or get any value from what I'm offering, or just like to hang out, which is totally cool, as you are sprinkling, hitting that S button to get it out there in the world, the viewership goes up. And my way of thanking you, because that's so helpful to me as a small business owner, small business creative person, and my way of thinking is every time we hit 25, increments of 25, I put names in the basket. And all of the names that go in the basket are eligible to win happy mail from me. So I'm going to pull a name. I pull the names from the comments. So that's your clue about what you could do to get into the basket. Make sure that you sprinkle. Let me know that you sprinkled, and then I randomly pull a name from those folks to win a prize. So I'm gonna scroll back to the beginning, and I'm looking for a comment that says sprinkle. Nancy Thomas, your name's going in the basket. So you guys, on our system here, if you sprinkle, I'm so appreciative. And then once you let me know that, have a chance of getting your name in the basket. So let's see, what's today's date anyway? It's the 13th already. Whoo, time's going by fast. I got lots of stuff to do, you guys. Thank you, Leslie, for doing that. Oh, Robin, I want a scan and cut. She says, I'm taking a break from my scan and cut. I did a lot of research a couple of years ago and almost got one a couple of years ago. And then I didn't. I'm going to put this under here so it's closely accessible. Taking a break from it. Hi, Marla in Killeen, Texas. Hello, hello. Thank you, Sprinkling. Anita and Jeannie, you guys are awesome. Happy Mail. We love Happy Mail. Okay, let me just show you some of the stuff. By the way, hold on. Those of you who know me, this is my garbage. Okay, I'm garbage picking now. Look what's in the garbage. I'm so happy. The vat of Mod Podge. I'm so happy. You know what I did? I had such trouble. I'll never buy a thing of Mod Podge that big again. I had such trouble getting the Mod Podge out of there. So I put it in this little container, my Mod Podge. Because look at it, it's a nice wide, I know, I go ahead and giggle. I hate that big container. I will be buying the little ones that are this size from the dollar store from now on. I have a couple, actually, I usually use matte Mod Podge, and that's what I'm gonna use today. I put it in here. I hope that it didn't like glue shut on me. We'll see. I guess we're gonna have to see. Anyway, it's a nice wide open pot so that I can easily get my brush in there, or I like to use a lot of times my little scraper tool. What's it called? Help me out, girls. What's it called? Palette knife. My little plastic palette knife. These come in a set of 3. They're 3 different shapes from Dollar Tree. I love these. I have the real deals, you know, like I have a bunch of these. I have a set of these, and they're actually pretty cheap. They're like $4 or something in my Amazon store. But I use the plastic one a lot, actually. Anyway, it's going to be easier to get this into my Mod Podge pot now that it's bigger. But I have, I've got some colors picked out for today. Pink, of course. This is Duck Egg Blue from Annie Sloan. This is really old, you guys. I have so much Annie Sloan from years ago when I painted furniture. Anyway, this and white. Just pink, Duck Egg Blue, and white. I don't know. I've got these out. I don't know if I'm going to use them. I'm just going to put them aside. I've got some essential stencils out. I don't know if I'm going to use them. I pulled out a bunch of stuff. Not sure. I'm just going to let the creative juices flow. I'm open to suggestions as I work. You guys can hang out with me. It's girl time. I threw it away, Ellen. It was empty. I emptied it out into here. And there were some clumps on the bottom. It was coming out. It was coming out in chunks. I'm like, ew. That is some old Mod Podge. Seriously, I don't know how much Mod Podging you need to do to use up a thing of it that big. The date on that was 2017, you guys. I did not need that much Mod Podge. Did not need it. All right, let's see. Robin says, I just got it. I'm learning. Oh, good for you. It's so exciting. Thank you, Mona, for sprinkling. And Erica, thank you. Hi, Dawn. Let me see. Who else can I say hello to? Ellen, your comment cracks me up. No Choc Couture or transfers that you like silk screens? Yes. Trisha's talking Choc Couture, which we love. Hey, Miss Melissa, I was just saying how I had some great conversations with my creative colleagues. I don't know, what do we call each other? Like my sisters, my creative sisters. Some of the ladies from the brand ambassadors alongside me, and some other creatives that I know from some of the other coaching groups that I belong to. We're all doing Tribe together. We're so excited. I don't either, Robin. She says, I don't like the big tubs of paint. Yeah, when I was painting furniture, it made sense to have big tubs of paint. And now it just does not. I don't paint furniture. I mean, I can. I just don't do it anymore. I have, let me count, 1, 2, 3 pieces of furniture waiting to be painted here in my house. And I'll probably do that this summer in my garage when the weather gets better. It's just easier for me to do from the garage, and I usually do them live. I love to paint furniture. I just don't have the space to do it. Marla says, hint, lay a piece of foil or plastic wrap over the container, then put the lid on and it won't seal shut. Marla, you are so smart. That's a great tip. Nancy says, it's a pretty color. That's my favorite. Which one? The duck egg blue. Hi, Miss Kim. No stencil brushes, Jeannie. Order them from Essential Stencil and use my coupon code to get 10% off. It's just the Comfy Nest. They are the best stencil brushes you will ever own. I promise you that. And they have a guarantee. If you don't love them, which I can't imagine you won't, you can send them back. 49. We got to get some names in that pot. We got Nancy. So when we hit 50, you guys let me know and I'll add another name in. Yes, the dollar store has little containers of the Dollar Tree that we have in town has little containers like this size, like these little paint jar sizes. Yes, of Mod Podge. Ellen, I'm just reading your comment about the Mod Podge, throwing it out. I just had like a, look right there, a headache, like, twinge of pain. What's that all about? Go jump in the lake, right? That is a Choc Couture sign. Wait, let me get out of the way. It's actually on canvas. I love that sign. It's a canvas panel that you can switch out. So it has magnetic, woo, I almost dropped the bunny. It has little magnetic like strips on the bottom so you can change out the panel. You know, you buy the set and then you can buy refills of canvas panels so that you can, like, as the seasons change, you can change it out. That's not even at all. I don't care. Good morning, Diane. Hello, Kathy in Texas. Good morning. All right, let's get crafting. Let's do it. Denise says, I love my brushes. Okay, I have my mat down. I mean, my table is, this is a table that I painted, and I'm getting paint on it, which is no fun. I did paint this, last year, and I did a couple of lives to show you guys the progress, but I do use my mat, and I cut through it accidentally, guys. That's what the painter's tape is. I love my craft mat. It's really large. It goes almost the full length of my table, and it's probably about, I don't know, how wide is it? Probably about 16 inches wide, but I love it because it kind of protects my table from the bulk of the paint and Mod Podge and hot glue and all the other stuff that I use. Look what I got. Got me a cute little heart cut out. I should have given you, I can't believe I forgot to do it. I will put, when I'm done with the live, because you guys are probably going to ask, where did you get the heart? It's from Craft Dealz, and I do have a discount code for them too. Very thin, but very sturdy, and it's lightweight. It's not really heavy. Just a pretty perfect little heart, but it has grooves cut into it for the look of the palette, which you know I'm a huge fan of, right? So I'm gonna get started with painting this, and then I'm just playing, you guys. I'm playing, but I have these colors picked out for my play. I love to do these different colors, and I actually am going to incorporate this paper in there some way. So this paper was the inspiration for the colors that I picked. Like, I went through my pinks and I went through my greens, and I was like, okay, what would match well? This paper is tissue paper from Hobby Lobby that I got a long while ago. Hi, Gannon. What's up, bud? You want to see what I'm doing? You want to say hi to everybody? You don't want to? Come on. The girls always want to see the boys, right? Come on. He's eating pizza, you guys, my 13-year-old. They finished school today. My boys are done, right? It's so strange, you guys, because it's like this online learning environment for a 7th and 8th grader. So my 8th grader came in and said, I'm officially done. I finished all of my requirements, and I'm like officially a high school kid. So they're pretty stoked here at our house. Okay, my craft mat doesn't completely cover my heart, but it's okay because I work in sections. I'm going to do each one of these sections. You know how I like to do these palette boards, right? In sections, and I do different colors. So I have 3 colors picked out, and I'm going to work in this paper. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 panels. So I think I will do the paper on 2 of the panels because it's so pretty. But I'm going to just paint all of them to start because, oh boy, here we go. Denise! Look what I did, Denise. Right next to me, I have all my paintbrushes hanging. Look what I did. Denise Anderson, that sweet love, sent this to me. What a gift it was to say, because I can never open my dang jars. So I put a little tie on it with some jute rope, and I have it hanging right next to me. So let's see if I can get this thing. It's metal, though. Do you think it'll work? This is one of those Pampered Chef openers. My wrists hurt, you guys. That's my problem. Oh, I still can't do it, you guys. I still can't do it. My wrists hurt, so it is really difficult for me. I know this is, maybe you can relate, maybe you can't. Okay, if you can relate, you get it. You get, if this hasn't happened to you yet, if you're not old enough, it's like when I turned 45, this stuff started happening. I can't, like, I don't have the strength to grasp big things like this easily. This jar, no problem. I can get my hand all the way around it. But big jars, they're really hard to open. Landon, come help your mother. Somebody, open this jar for me. Open that, please. Get my little grippy. Get my grippy and my little hammer. It's glass though, so should I hammer it? Oh no. All right, get the grippy thing.
What's that?
That's a gripper. See if you can use that. Guys, I have not opened this thing of paint in like
this is not
a year.
Oh, okay.
It is a gripper. It has grippies. Come on, Landon, you can do it. Cheer him on, Landon. Landon, come on, kid. Wait. I got an idea. Gosh, I should have done this before I came on.
This one ain't coming.
Are you guys laughing at me? It's glass, I know. I'm daring. I'm going to try.
Nope.
No, Landon, stay here because I still need your muscles. See this? We're kind of denting the metal thing.
That's
sometimes that helps.
Tighter.
I got a little bit of movement. See if you can do it. Sometimes it just breaks up the crusties in there. Like there's crusty paper. I might have to pick a new color, you guys. Dawn says, go Landon. Tina has arthritis too. I think I'm going to have a diagnosis in my near future. Yeah. Try that grippy. The green one, please.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
Try it. He's listening. I have hope. I have faith. I have hope. I believe in your
more slippery than my hand.
Your workout schedule.
No, they ain't gonna
Come on.
It's way too
Landon, I need this color. Oh, Landon, come on. I almost have it. I'm getting movement. Come on. Have faith. I use a butter knife or a flathead screwdriver. Nancy, you guys, what is... Come on. I want this paint color. I haven't opened this in probably a year. I don't know. It's been a while. But as I'm doing this, I'm denting. I'm putting dents in my little canning jar. And you can... I have a paint can opener. Hold on. Where'd it go? Here it is. I got it like magneted on my little totes there. What do I do? This? What? How do I do this? All right, we've got a problem to solve here, girls. This is the, come on, muscles, Melissa. Only on a live. I should have done this ahead of time. I never learn from my mistakes. What am I supposed to do with this? Hold on, wait. The canning lid is kind of malleable. Oh, good gravy, Grace. Oh, I see right there. I see crusty paint. I'll see paint boogers up there. Not working. I want this color. That will work, Nancy says. I want duck egg blue. It's glass and I don't want to chip it. Good gravy. We don't need glass in our paint. Now I'm just flipping determined to get it. Oh! You guys! We did it, Landon! Oh, there are paint boogers flying everywhere. This is because I'm messy. This is why I tell you, don't do what I do. Take my advice and clean the top of your lids. Oh, I'm so excited before you put away, like before you cover them up. I don't do that and then I run into this trouble. Yay, we did it. Oh, look at this one's almost empty too. It's at the bottom. It actually smells good. I can't believe we got it. Okay, so it took this and this and this and this And your brains, it took that too. Oh my gosh, I have all the tools. I got them all, girls. I love it. I'm so happy. All right, run a butter knife under it. That's a good idea. I wouldn't have thought to do that with the paint can opener. Lisa, we're working on a heart today. I think I'm gonna make like a door hanger kind of thingy. I don't know, I'm just winging it, girl. Hi, Sharita. Did you just witness that muscle mania right there? I know, right? Stephanie says, I'm glad there's paint in there after all that. After all that, I have not used this paint in a long time, clearly. It's called Duck Egg Blue by Annie Sloan. Watch, I'll start using it. It's such a pretty color. 54, Anita, that means we got to put another name in the basket. All right, I'm going to go to the comments. I'm looking for sprinkles. Sprinkles. And I'm going to put a name in the prize basket. So, Judy Lorentz. Judy, Lorentz. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Judy, your name is going in the prize basket, my love. It's the 13th. So the Happy Mail basket. So whenever we hit increments of 25 viewers, you guys let me know. Here's the basket. Here's her little name. There it goes. Okay, this is such a pretty pink color, you guys. Look at it. I love it. I love it. All right, I'm going to use the paper somewhere and on the bigger, but because the base of the paper is white, I wonder if this isn't going to show through a little bit, so I'm not sure. And I want this color to be prominent because I just love it. Look at how pretty that pink color is. It's just so pretty. It's called Duck Egg Blue. And you guys know, I'm not a perfectionist when I do this stuff, and that's part of what I encourage you guys to. Crafty Chicks, unite. We are not perfectionists when we work. Listen. Crafting is an outlet. Just like, how many of you read? I haven't even asked you the question for today, but how many of you read on a regular basis? Do you like to read novels or, whatever, like, do you a magazine reader? Do you sit down and like absorb your magazines once a month? Just sit down and have a nice leisurely magazine day. Just like reading, right? Our crafting and our creating is an outlet for us. That brings us joy, brings joy to your heart. Then you have a pretty thing that brings joy to your home. But it's meant to be, my perspective is that it's meant to be something that we enjoy. And as a recovering perfectionist, I used to be a perfectionist. I am no longer. I'm still thankful to God that I've like let that go. I really feel like it's the devil just getting in our heads when we try to be perfectionists. There's just no need for it. Unless you're in the Olympics, perfection isn't needed. I'm convinced of it. Anyway, it's meant to be fun. And so I always encourage you guys to just have fun with it. Don't like let that devil get in your head and say it's not good enough or you didn't do it right or the color choices, like whatever that thing is in your head that just messes with you and takes the joy out of your projects. Don't let it happen. That's like the whole philosophy of the Craft Therapy Club that I have, that membership group, and the Comfy Nest. I just always want you to do and create things that bring you joy. And the process is what brings me joy. The whole process of making things is what makes me joy. Brings me joy. I love it. Oh my gosh, my boys are being rowdy. I don't know if you can hear them. I better check comments. I asked you if you read, and now I haven't looked in to see. Oh my gosh, so many comments. I'm way behind. Tracy says, I used to read all the time. And Tina says, I wish I had time to read. I used to read too. And since I've been crafting, that's what I do with my free time. I don't read anymore. I craft. Kim says she loves all kinds of books. My sister is an avid reader. She reads like 4. Listen, you guys, the other thing is, it would take me like 6 months to a year to read a stupid book. I'm not kidding you. I am a super slow reader. And because I'm usually I would not normally, there was a while where I did, but I would not normally just sit and read a book during the day, even as a stay-at-home mom. I'm I need to be physically active. Because if I sit down, I'm going to fall asleep. So when I would lay in bed and read at night, I would just fall asleep. So it took me like 6 months or a year to read one book. My sister reads 4 to 6 books a month. What? How is that even possible? It's just not in my world. My mother was a huge reader too. I just remember her sitting, taking a break from mamahood and laundry and all the responsibilities and sitting and reading. Should have, listen you guys, this is my mama. I remember one summer specifically, I was so bored because I'm such an active person. Even when I was a kid, I was like 8, 9 years old. And I remember complaining to her. She was trying to read a book and saying, I'm bored. What can I do? Like kids do now. What can I do? There's nothing to do. There's no one to play with. There's nothing to do. And she'd say, go read a book. And I'd be like, I hate reading. And she'd be sitting there with her book, a bottle of beer, a cigarette, and a box of Cheez-Its. And she's like, Grace, Mom's just gonna take a little break here, and then when I'm done reading, I'll get up and talk to you, and we can hang out a little more. And I used to sit under the kitchen table when she'd fold laundry, and we'd just chit-chat. We'd just chit-chat. But she was an avid reader, and now as a mother, I think, oh, I was such an, like, what a little turd I was. Like, leave the woman alone. Let her read her book. I would just sit there and nag her. I'm bored. What can I do? I'm so bored. Who can I play with? My poor mama. Now we're probably all have lived that role at some point. Many of us anyway. Sharita reads online now. So smart. Lisa's a reader. I know. Isn't that color so pretty? It's just pretty. I think it's going to coordinate really well with the pink and the white. Saran wrap. You guys are so smart. So I'm going to do that for sure. I don't have saran wrap in this room, but I will get it. That's such a smart idea. Hi, Vivian in West Virginia. Jenna, so glad you got that. Tina says reading is boring. I actually, there are a couple of series when I was like in college or just after college when I first started working, and I had a roommate, but I lived in Pennsylvania. Most of my family was in Massachusetts. So it was after I graduated from college. I worked for the college that I graduated from in college admissions. And so most of my friends who had graduated from college moved away from that town. And I had a few friends to hang out with, but when I had free time, I would read. And I was reading Dean Koontz, you know, that like suspense, sci-fi, his stuff. I can't even tell you that summer how many books, because they were easy reads, right? I had a lot of time on my hands and I read a lot. I'm focusing in, you guys, on getting those little crevices filled in because I want them to be colored. I don't mind if I have a little overage. If you've seen me do this before, I don't get real worked up about this stuff. I got a drip of paint there. It doesn't bother me in the least. All right, did we hit 50 yet? Because you guys let me know when we do. I'm going to get some pink and white on here. I think I'm going to put the pink right here in the middle, and I'm going to put this paint right on another paint booger. That's what I call these things. These like hard crusty things that fall off your paint. This is really a super pretty paint color. Normally I really like these flip tops because it's really just easy to get the paint out of there. You don't have to take a ton of it as opposed to pouring paint out of a thing like this. I like these little squeeze bottles, but now I got paint all over my fingers. All right, so I was going to ask you a question. Like, I thought it would be fun if when I come live, I don't come live every day. It is my goal. There was about 40 days, you guys, where I went live every day on both this page and my other business page, Chalk Couture with the Comfy Nest. Every day, and it just about killed me. It was so much. I love doing lives, but like, for example, on Monday, I did 2 lives and I was live for almost 3 hours that day, plus the prep time, the cleanup time. So it takes much of your day. I would love to go live every day, but because I'm a one woman show here, I've got to get on the computer and answer questions, and people will like ask, what's your affiliate link, or what was that you did over there? Can like people just message me, and I really want to be responsive. Plus I have invoicing to do and kits to send out, and I've got the Craft Therapy Club to check in with. That's my paid membership group, workshops that I organize. So there's so much behind the scenes stuff that goes on. I would love to go live every day, but I thought anyway, it would be fun when we get together if I asked you a question, just to get to know each other better and to like really get conversation going. So today's question, I'm going to try to remember to do this when I go live. Today's question is, what is your favorite color to wear? In your clothing, what is your favorite color to wear, I wonder? I don't know. I think I'm thinking about which panel I should cover with the pink paper. or with the floral paper. I wonder, maybe I should put some gray in here too. I don't know. Oh, that's just not fun. I have this little splash of paint that I have is actually, it actually dried like in a clump. That was not, I thought it would spread, but it's already dry. Get that in the garbage. And cover it up with pink. I may have to put 2 coats over here. Oh, I got some colors coming through. We hit 54 already. Who told me that? Thank you, Betty, for keeping me on track. 53, Connie says. 50, Lawada says. Hi, Sandy. Sia says, I love Dean Koontz. Yes, I read so many of his books. Like there was about a year. We started one summer and then I just like got into it. And just kept reading. But I'm not, like now as an adult at this point in my life, I'm not a reader. Teal. Okay, so I see blue. Favorite colors to wear. Betty is blue, Sandy is teal, Susan is black, Tracy gray, Kathy red, and then Kathy Moy is black, Ellen black, dark gray, red. Oh, burnt orange. Vivian, you're redhead though. That would be perfect for you. Tracy is pink, Lawada black. Let's see, olive green, Tammy. Sia loves purple, but you end up with blue. Isn't it funny? So that's why I asked about wearing, because like my favorite color is probably right now. I mean, it's so hard. I love so many colors and I love color. I love pink. I love pink right now and I love teal. I have a lot of this color in my house, actually. And I don't wear red a lot, but I get compliments when I wear red, so I should probably wear it more. So it's interesting. You might have a favorite color that you decorate with, but that wouldn't be the same color that you wear. I wear a ton of black, gray, and like blacks and grays. I have a ton of it in my closet. Thank you, Leslie. All right, I'm going through the comments. I'm looking, and I'm going to randomly choose somebody for sprinkling. It's to put into the basket. It's Leslie Gallagher Lewis. Leslie. It's no E, it's Lesli, Leslie Gallagher. I think, Leslie, are you a new watcher? Have you been here before? Because if you have been here before, I apologize because I'm not recognizing your name. It's very pretty. Leslie, your name's going to the basket. It's underneath the table here. All right, if we hit 75, girlfriends, let me know and we'll get another name in that basket. I love doing that. It's so much fun to send happy mail out to people. Yeah, super fun. Okay, I have so many ideas, you guys, but I'm taking this, I told you a little while ago, I'm taking this, this coaching, I don't know, workshop, professional development, I don't know what you call it. It's called Tribe, and it's for business owners who have membership groups or who are starting membership groups. Now, mine is a year old already, which is so fun to think about because, and you know, Sia's in it, there's a few of you, Connie's in it, a few of you girls who are here are in that group. And I'm taking this workshop so I can make it better. I am so committed to that group, to making it more than it is and to offer more and to get better at offering more. But some of the girls who are the creative, I would call them creative colleagues. So these friends of mine who also have creative businesses, some of the girls I know that we're doing it together, which not together, but we're in it at the same time, which is super fun. Okay, I got to get the white on there. Same paintbrush I keep using. I just clean it with, I always have these buckets of water here and I get most of the paint off. I don't worry if I get a little mix of paint, truthfully. Like I said, I've gotten so far beyond being a perfectionist, and I like, if you know my style, you know I like things pretty mucked up. I don't like them perfect. It really, I think perfection just takes the joy out of so much in life. Whoa, the white is actually, the pink and the blue is very muted. Look at how bright the white is. I love it. I love that contrast. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Very cool. All right. I think I need a lot of paint here. Because this is just a natural, it's like the wood is just sucking up the paint. Sometimes if that happens, don't be afraid to just go ahead and add a little water either to your paintbrush or to the paint. If your paint thickens up a little bit, like your Mod Podge, don't ever be afraid to add a little water on your project to get it to move around a bit. A canvas can handle that. I use watercolor paper a lot to do our projects. Like I posted this the other day. I'm so in love with this cake. It's so cute. It's so cute. And I am working, those of you that are Craft Therapy Club members, or those of you thinking about it, the doors are going to open in about a week to that. The doors will stay open for enrollment for like 5 days, and then I'm closing them until late summer or in the fall. I think in August I'll open it again. Anyway, I'm coming up with a teacup one, a stacked teacup one. I can't wait. I love doing paper collaging, and I love doing mixed media. It's one of my favorite things. It like gets me totally cheesed. I love it. I love painting, but I love mixed media way more. And I've been working toward coming up with a teapot one for that group. That might be next month's project. This month we're doing these gorgeous angels, and it's like a really simple mixed media, or you can just paint it. I'm going to walk them through both, but. All right, what do you think of the colors so far? I'm liking the white in there. I just alternate, like, so it doesn't look so much like a pattern. That's my goal. And then, you know, I like to muck it up. I don't like my paint colors to be perfect, so I don't mind if they go over the edge. I'm going to come back in usually and add some dry brushing of, I usually either use one of these colors or come in with a gray and do some dry brushing. So we're going to let this dry, and actually I might take my hair dryer to it quick so I can figure out the paper part. I'll check comments while I'm doing it. Check the comments. So if you're a Craft Therapy Club member and you're here, why don't you guys type in like CT, what is it? CTC, Craft Therapy Club, CTC. Oh, Erin, I have so much fun sharing projects and creating content. I really do have so much fun, but I will tell you something, girlfriend. For a long time, this has been a hobby. I created the Comfy Nest business page in 2016, and what was happening was stay-at-home mom, and I was working. I was a facilitator for a local community college. I was like a business trainer. I worked for their, it was called Train ND, their professional development department, and I went to businesses and did customer service training, soft skill stuff like leadership, teamwork, team building, working with difficult customers, working with difficult teammates, that kind of stuff. That's the kind of training that I did. Anyway, I was doing that part-time, and I started crafting more regularly, and I would come out of my craft room and be like, you know, my husband would watch TV, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, look at this cute thing I made, and he'd go, oh my gosh, Grace, that's great. And they just started, like, my walls were covered, and then I have like boxes of finished projects, and he's like, honey, it's great, but what are you going to do with it? Like, that was his question. He's like, we have so much stuff in this house. But I didn't want to stop creating. So I created the Comfy Nest to sell my finished goods, to sell the stuff that I was making and to share it with the world. That's how it started. And it has been that way for a long time. But now that I've been getting requests to do workshops, which I'm completely comfortable with because I was a trainer, I worked at a college. I'm so comfortable with doing that. But there's so much behind the scenes, you guys. Oh my gosh, all the invoicing and the email stuff, and I just got a website, thecomfynestwithgrace.com. It took me a year and a half to figure out how to create a website. All of that technology stuff I am not good at. Oh my gosh. And when you're a one-woman show, if you're really going to try to earn income from it, which is my goal, is to earn income from it, because I spend so much time doing it and I love to share. If that's your goal, you got to get all your business stuff in order. And that's why I'm taking that tribe workshop to help me with that. Okay, I'm loving the colors so far. I like them a lot. This paper, where's my paper? Oh, it fell on the floor. I have a bunch of this tissue paper, and it's so pretty. And I'm going to put this on here. I just have to decide, what do you guys think? Should I do more than one panel? I think I should. Maybe I would do this white panel in the flower, and maybe this pink one over here in the flower. Let's just, I'm so visual. I'm going to cut a piece of this to size. This little edge right here is going to fit perfectly. I'm going to cut a piece to size, and we'll like decide, should I do 2 panels or 1? And then I'm going to Mod Podge it on, and then I'm going to figure out, I can use my finger here to cut this. I better not. I just was saying this morning to myself, I've been taking like a hair, nail, and what is it called? Some kind of vitamin, because my nails break so bad. And I was just thinking to myself this morning, my nails are actually growing back. So I should not be using them to cut paper, right? On a coarse wood surface. Not a good idea, Gracie Grew. All right, let me just cut this to size. And then we're gonna see, should I do more than one? You guys, I love when you guys give me your opinion, and I always take it into account. I don't always listen. Sometimes I'm really convinced of what I want. And sometimes I'm like, all right, let's do it. Like whatever you think, I'm game. All right, I'm cutting a little crease, not cutting, but I'm finger pressing a crease in there so that I can cut this. Oh, it's already stuck, the paint's wet. Oh my goodness, no Mod Podge needed. I'm gonna try to cut this. And I can sand off anything that's extra. I'm gonna cut it a little bigger rather than smaller. So I'm thinking that panel, look at how cool, you guys. And then this white panel, what do you think? Should I do 2 panels? Yes, Tina says 2 panels. Yeah, Tracy, it's a hair nail, that's what it is. It's like, it's a gummy that I got off of Amazon that I take because my nails break so fast. 2 panels, Erin says. 2 panels, Deb says. Yes, more than 1, Tracy says. I've been doing lots of creating, and when I get back to some type of normalcy, I will be donating lots of what I've made for fundraisers. Deb, that's beautiful. Yes, I think that's beautiful. I do donate some of my stuff to the secondhand stores here in town, too. But I have a beadboard panel that I will put a bunch of those colors painted on. When I was looking at how I wanted to paint or stain my walls, I need to cut it into a heart shape. Oh, good idea, Sharita. Use it up, girlfriend. Oh, Trisha, there we go. We got some Craft Therapy Club. There's Fran. Hi, Fran. I didn't know you were here. Welcome. And there's Connie. Leslie, are you wanting to be in that group, Leslie? The doors are going to open next week, I think it is, if I remember the dates right. And actually, this coaching group that I'm part of walks you through like how to even enroll people, which I've had my group for a year, but I want to strengthen it and make it better, you know, all that stuff. So you're welcome to join us. Absolutely welcome. In the description of this live, there is a link that says like get on the wait list, and it's basically my email list. What will happen is when I open the doors, I will be emailing my list of people to say, hey, the doors are open, jump in now. The price will be $20 for the last time. My founding members locked in the $15 rate when I started it a year ago, and it's been $20 for 6 months. It's going to stay $20 this last time, kind of like and you'll get to lock in that price. As long as you are a member, you get to keep that price, but it's going to go up in the fall because now we have 14 projects in the vault that people can do at their leisure, and we add one more every month, at least one more every month. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this all cut. Some of it's kind of cut there, and then these rounded edges are a little more challenging. Kind of scored it. Is that the right word? Uh-oh, now I ripped it. Doesn't bother me in the least. It's still going to Mod Podge it on, girlfriends. All right, I'm gonna get rid of the extra. Just gonna throw it aside. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be pretty, you guys. Right? It just adds a little something special. And by the way, I was at the Dollar Tree the other day. I used, you guys, I did a project like this in the Craft Therapy Club. It was a different cutout. And I used this paper on it. I got this from the Dollar Tree a long time ago. And look I was at the Dollar Tree the other day and look what I found. Now they have napkins in this same, it's the same print. You can find some pretty things in their little party section. Napkins and tissue paper and wrap. Erin, CTC is the Craft Therapy Club. So those folks that are putting that in there, I asked all my members to comment, Craft Therapy Club. Those are all the folks who are in my group. We do one live workshop, one live craft together a month, and it's a great place to gather and be friends, and we share our photos of our projects, and I give them all my, of course, I'm very, very generous with my discount codes. I love to get you guys discounts on stuff, try to work them out with different businesses. like Craft Dealz, where this heart came from. I have a discount code for that you guys can use if you want to do one. All right, let's see. Is it gonna come undone? I'm gonna use the saran wrap next time, you guys. That is so smart. It is full to the top too, because I didn't want to waste any of it. And I was like, man, I'm gonna make this Mod Podge fit. It's $20 a month now, and you can lock in that price when it opens this month. The enrollment will open this month. You can lock in that price, so as long as you stay a member, you'll pay $20. But when I open it again in the fall, the price is gonna go up because there's so much content in there now. And by the fall, there'll be, you know, like another 5 projects in there. Okay, here we go. And I'm doing right now, I'm kind of excited. I've started, the other day I'm doing like a unit on, I'm feeling like this is really thick. I don't like working with thick Mod Podge. I'm working on a unit on just backgrounds for projects. So just paint, and I'm gonna do some collaging stuff for different options for backgrounds for your projects, so that you have a unit just for figuring out which background you want. This is far too thick for me. I'm just gonna add a little splash of water here and try to get this to move. My paintbrush is dragging, like it's like, I can't get it to move real well. It's not flowing real easily, so I wet it so that it would flow a little easier. I've got some other paint mediums in my cart that I'm gonna try, some other decoupage and texture mediums. Oh, I love you guys, I love my craft products. I just love them. I love experimenting with them, and then I love teaching them to my group, like getting in there and saying, all right, this is what I've discovered. All right, here we go. Pressing it on there. It's nice and wet. We're gonna press it on. I can sand off. I got a little bubble right there that I don't like. Less Mod Podge, the better when you're doing this. You do not want a thick coat because it'll cause more bubbles. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I want to make sure that this right here, I feel like I don't have enough. I feel like this is loose right in this section. And it's okay. It ripped right there because I pulled it up, and I'm okay with that because it's more important that I get this really adhered on there well, because you don't want it to have it bubbling up. I'm going to paint over this, I think, a little bit. I don't know. I told you I'm making it up as I go. I kind of have a plan, but I'm not like, I don't know. I change my mind as I go. I don't get totally committed to a plan. Like I said, it takes the pressure off. If you just like let it flow, go with it. Do what suits your little heart at the time. But it is super fun when I come live, you guys. I always appreciate your input. I love when you guys tell me, yeah, do 2 strips, or no, don't do that pink, do it blue. I love when you guys help out. I think it's really interesting to see, everybody has different tastes, right? Okay, that one's on there. I will put a coat of Mod Podge on top of it too. Let me get this one down first. I need more water. I'm gonna put some on the lid so I can dip my brush into that. I like it looser than Mod Podge is, or maybe this really old Mod Podge. It's just tissue paper, Sandy. I got this tissue paper at the Dollar Tree. Oh no, excuse me. This tissue paper is not from the Dollar Tree. This tissue paper is from, I got it at Hobby Lobby like this winter sometime. The Hobby Lobby, the closest one to me is 90 miles away, and I don't get there. I probably get there 3 times a year. So when I went there this last time that I went into the party section to look at the tissue paper to see if I could find anything that I liked. And I picked that one up. Papers, like craft papers, like scrapbook paper and like everything, gift wrap, and all of these papers have gotten so darn pretty. I sometimes look at it and say, I wish I had that on my bathroom wall. That's like a really pretty color, or really pretty pattern. Or why didn't I cut this one on the top? I didn't cut this one. What was I thinking, girls? All right, we're gonna get that down. This edge is down. I'm gonna like push the bubbles out as I go, because I have a nice coat of Mod Podge on there. Sometimes easier to do it this way. But I didn't cut this one. What was I thinking? I was talking maybe. This is actually working out pretty good. I do not like when the palette, these palette kind of board projects, this crevice that they've created with the saw, I don't like it to show natural wood. You know, you've painted it. I want the paint to show, not natural wood. And what's happening here is the paper is actually in the crevice, which is kind of pretty. Here, I always make sure I try to push the paint as far down in there as possible. But I didn't, why didn't I do this side? It's usually your edges that you should check when you're Mod Podging, because you usually miss the edges. It's usually what gets left undone. Okay, let's add a little more Mod Podge, and then we're gonna play with paint to cover this over a little more. And then I'm gonna see, I have stencils and I have those dry flowers, and I'm not sure, I don't know. We're just gonna see what we think about what we wanna add next. I was kind of thinking this would be a cute door hanger. Now I say that, sometimes I see door hangers and I'm like, that is a cute door hanger, but I would love it in my house too. Like, can I just hang it in my living room? Does it have to be a door hanger? All right, covering up that paper to protect it from ripping. When I come back in, if I'm going to add, and I'm not sure, I think I'm gonna add some paint, because I like to muck up. I don't like solid colors of paint. I like to muck things up, if you know me at all. So when I come back over this with some paint, I don't want the acrylic paints and the paintbrush to mess up my paper. I want it to stay protected. So we're just going to add a really light coat of Mod Podge on top of it to protect it. All right, I'm going to take the hairdryer to it and check comments. Where are we with numbers? Right, yeah, I'll just sand that off, Cindy. You're absolutely right. Yeah, Lawada, you guys are so smart. You got it, Elisa. I am putting Mod Podge on the top. Oh, Kelly says, I've wanted to do this for a while now. I love playing with paper. I love it, love it. Thank you, Jeannie. She says, you are so stinking talented. You are so sweet for saying that. Thank you. Lawada, if you want to join the Craft Therapy Club, just make sure you get on my email list, because when it opens next week, I'm going to email my list and say, okay, you girls, the doors are open, join now. And I'll send you a link to do that, okay? So in the description of this video, this broadcast, when it's done, or I don't know, maybe you can see it now, I'm not sure. But the link is to get onto that email list, to get on the wait list, is in the description of this video. Oh my gosh, this is super pretty. But the paint is too perfect. I need to fix it, girls. I need to fix it. While I'm working on the paint, these other paint colors, this will finish drying. It's pretty dry. Like there's no wetness coming off my hand, but it does still feel damp. So we're gonna continue to let that dry. I can put this Mod Podge aside for a few minutes. And I'm gonna come in with some dry brushing. This is normally what I do. So the question is what color to dry brush with. What color to dry brush with? That's the question. Vicky said link. Connie says, now I'm a mucker. I like things mucked up too. I don't like them perfect. I like them all mucked up and goofy. This bike that we just did, you guys, we just had the 2-day spring bike challenge. I cannot think of another time that I've ever had a background that was a solid color. I don't do it. I just don't do it. It's not my style. But my bike, I just love it. I'm so excited about it. So we just did this challenge, and actually anybody who wants to do that challenge, it was $10 for that workshop. And for the materials, like I give you a tracer, I give you the supply list. If you guys still want to do that, even though you wouldn't have the live, you could still do it. I can send you a link to do that, and it's just $10, and then you'll get access to the workshop so that you can do it on your own. Brown, tan, ivory, white, taupe, gray. Lawada, I was thinking gray. Dorinda says gray. Jeannie says gray. See, that's what I was thinking. Nancy says gray. Hi, Vivian. You found me today. Miss Vivian, I hope you're having a good day. I'm thinking gray too. So I do one of two things. I either will use a color that's already here, like the blue, the pink, use pink on the blue, use blue on the pink, or I just come in with another color that's going to add some contrast. And I like the idea of using gray. And I have this really soft gray. It's just called Gray. It's from Deco Art. I love contrast though. I love me some contrast. So let me pull another gray. Hang tight, I'm looking for another gray. Hold on, where's my elephant gray? Here it is. I've been cleaning and trying to organize things in my craft room. This one is almost empty. I do not like these kind of jars, you guys. I don't like them. I don't like them because it's almost empty. The paint's way down in there. When you pour it out, then you get all these drips on the side. I don't like these bottles. I don't like them. Can I just say, should I say it one more time? I don't like them. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in with the darker gray because I want it to have some contrast and I want it to be pretty mucked up. So I've got some. I'm going to use my craft mat. Sometimes my project slides into my paint when I'm working. Like, don't do it, Grace. Don't move it that way. So just hopefully I don't get it all the back of this all mucked up. I'm just going to dry brush some gray on here because I like it to be mucked up. I think I can go over my paper because it's dry enough. I don't like perfect. And actually, maybe I'll come in with some white too. We shall see. I make it up as I go. I just go by what, I don't know. You look at it and say, okay, what is it missing? What does it need? What do you need, little sweetheart? Talk to me. I sound like Bob Ross now. It's a pretty little heart. It's a happy little heart. He's so soothing. Somebody posted recently something about I could watch him for hours. Okay, just note, like, how different that is from this side. Too clean and crisp for me. I don't like it. That, I love that because it looks a little distressed. It looks a bit mucked up. It's not perfect. I'm not sure that I want to go over all of my floral paper. I'm not sure that I want to do that. I'm going to do all of everything else and then look at it and see what I think. Because I haven't decided yet. I want dry brush, but dang, that was too dry. I need some paint on my brush. It's like, come on, Grace, you're working harder than you need to here. Get some paint on your brush. Ooh, I love pink and gray together. My heart cleavage. Don't forget the heart cleavage, girls. That's what I call this little point right here. I call it heart cleavage. If you're new to the Comfy Nest, go ahead and giggle. That's just what I call it. We got to make sure that we accentuate the heart cleavage. I usually darken it up a little bit. Well, all the edges, not just the heart cleavage, but all of them. I just think, I don't know, I was doing a live one day and I couldn't think of what to call that and I came up with that word and it's just kind of stuck. Now it's just what it's called around here. I'm glad you guys like it. Vicky and Luada, you guys private message me. The link to the craft therapy, like to get onto the wait list for the craft therapy club is in the description of this, but I can sure send it to you later. So you just private message me if I don't respond to your comments later. Sometimes our lives get so busy with comments, which is fabulous. It's exactly what I want. I want busyness. All right. I might come in with some white. And that's going to be really dramatic on this tiny little sliver of white. The dry brushing is going to be really dramatic. I need to dry. It's kind of like stenciling. Here we go. See? It's so much better. It's white, but it's like amped up and cool. It's got like, makes me think of us. Like you go through life and you get all mucked up, right? But in the end, because of it, we're just more beautiful. Like, really, I don't mean to get all like sappy and philosophical on you, but seriously, some of the most beautiful people I know have led the most difficult lives. They've gone through some of the most difficult things that you could go through in life, but they become the most wise and beautiful people that you know. I like mucked up. It's a good thing. And as far as I can remember, that's what Jesus Christ liked. He liked the mucked up people. He likes us all, but he hung out specially and took care of them, didn't he? All right. I don't think I'm going to touch my flowers any more than I already have. I'm going to leave them. I do need to get off of my the edges, like this little extra here. That's not supposed to be there. So I'm just going to, it's just sanding block from Dollar Tree. I know, I'm sorry that that's loud. So easy breezy to do it that way. I'm going to do the same thing here because I have a little extra right here. Just going to, in a downward motion, lightly scrape it off. I'm going to do these edges too, just so that it has the scraped look too and it matches. I'm making sure there's no overages. All right, now I have to decide, do I want to stencil? I think I'm going to add a little more dry brushing in white. See how easy that was? Every once in a while when you're working on a project, just pull your eyes away from the specifics. Like I was focusing on my dry brushing. Now I need to like pull my head away from the project and just look at it in its entirety and say, okay, Grace, what else does it need? I think it needs to be brightened up just a tish. I did muck it up with my gray. I'm done with the gray, I'm pretty sure, although I like the edges to be a little darker. So before I put this away, I'm going to come in and just, I'm not going to touch the bulk of my florals. I'm going to leave them alone, I think, but I am doing all the edges. So they're a little darker. A little darker, as we say in Massachusetts. That's where I grew up, if you didn't know that. Sometimes my Boston accent comes out. Okay. That's good. I want to get rid of this because I'm going to do a little white. Dry brushing, just a little bit. I'm going to use the same exact brush I just used. I don't need a new one. Oh, I have a little piece right here. Get this off of here. And I'm going to add some white real quick. Hey, booger. All right. Anybody else come on recently? Let me just check comments quick. Rita says, look at the colors. Where did I find the heart? Elisa, the heart is from Craft Dealz, and I can't believe I forgot to give you guys that link. I will add that after the video because I have a discount code. I have an affiliate relationship with them. So they partner with me. I kind of like share their products, and then I get like a little commission every time somebody orders. Okay, not loving that. It's the brush. The brush still has some gray in it. That's it. Fixed, no problem. I'm going to come in with a smaller brush, new clean brush. I'm going to add my bright white, and I want to just do a little bit of dry brushing with this because I like the look of it, and I'll show you here in a second. I'm not going to do a ton of it. Why is it not spreading? Here it comes. Just don't have enough of it on there. I don't like, you want your dry brushing to be really random. You don't want it to be organized stripes of color. So you want it to be kind of random and goofed up. Mucked up, as I say. I like it. I like adding the two colors of muckiness. See, that's more boring to me. Boring? Fantastic. I know, I'm so silly, guys. I am. I'm so super silly. But see, this is me in my happy place. I'm crafting and I'm happy. I'm sharing it with others, which makes me super happy. Nothing makes me happier than when I see the projects in the Craft Therapy Club, all of them sharing their projects. It's like such a cheese moment. Like I'm like a proud mama, like, oh, look at all your bikes, look at your cactuses, or look at whatever we're doing for the month. Like we've done so many fun projects. I actually am trying to come up with a little like showcase to show you guys. Like these are some of the things that the people in that group have done. You guys are so stinking talented. Some seriously talented people. And it's so fun to share that together on a regular basis. And it's a really safe environment. So as you're learning, if there's something that's new to you and you're like, man, I have a lot to learn here in this, like with this topic, totally fine. Totally fine. We all have our things that we're good at and the things that we need to work on. It's just I don't know what other word to use it. I'm not going to do it on the white. The white has the gray. It doesn't need white on top of it. But now I've pulled in that white in these other panels. I'm leaving the flowers alone. I did gray the edges. I did dry brush the edges where the panels meet, that transition. So you can see there's some gray on my flower right there. But I'm leaving the center alone so it stays nice and bright. It's a very soft colored paper, so I'm going to leave that alone. Thanks, Tracy. Brown craft paper, replying to Leslie. Oh, I don't know what she's replying to. Lovato, what do you use brown craft paper for? Oh, the craft mat. I love my craft mat. Yes, it's in my Amazon store. And actually, I have a little one and a big one. And the little one, I cut this one too. I think I'm going to order new ones soon because these ones are getting really beat up. I cut them because I forget that it's not a cutting board. Anyway, this little one is great for using in your journals, your art journals, because you can slip it between the pages and work with different mediums and paints without it bleeding through to the next page. Love that. Okay. Oh, what I was going to do here, because I'm super frugal, is I'm just picking up paint and putting it back in my jar because I don't want to throw it out. I got a little bit here. It's splashed. So we're just going to pretend we meant that to happen. And add more white right there. See how I just roll right over the things that I do wrong. It's like, yeah, that's okay. We'll just make it part of the piece of art. Not a problem. All right. There we go. All right, so next up. I got flowers, but I'm not so sure. The flowers actually, the color of the flowers mimics kind of the background on the floral paper. And that's what made me think of it. Like, should I pull out some of these flowers? And I would cut this up and get a little sprig of these and maybe put them like up in the corner. It's a thought. It's kind of a thought. I'm just, you're kind of working in my brain with me right now. Let's see. Patricia says, I really love this. It's so pretty. I love working with paper, you guys. Paper and paints and Mod Podges, and it's so fun to combine all this stuff. I'm not a huge glitter person, I'll say. I love the look of glitter, but I don't always use it a lot because I don't like the mess of it. But I did find some like glitter transfer sheets recently in my stash. And I'm like, heck, why aren't I using those? I was kind of thinking that would be cute. Thoughts, reactions, comments, opinion, yes to the family or no to the family. Because the other thing I have, Essential Stencil, which I'm a brand ambassador for. So another coupon code if you decide to ever order any. If you're new here and you decide to order Essential Stencil, let me know because you can use my code, the Comfy Nest, when you order and get 10% off. Okay, they came out with this Ray Dunn looking simple script. It's called 2-inch skinny letters. They're awesome. And I love the look of them. And I was thinking maybe this would be on here. Now though, now that this is all together, there's so much going on in the background here with the colors and the dry brushing with the two different colors and the paper. I think that this would get lost. That's my thought because it's so skinny. Okay, Elisa says, yes for family. Connie says, I like the family. The raised words, see exactly, you know. So adding the raised word, it pops up off of the background. So I think this is right. I think this is what we need to do. I'm going to get my glue gun going here. Let's see if it has enough battery. I treated myself to it has a cord, you guys. It charges. So it has a cord that you charge it, and then when you need it, you run it. But I never remember. Did I charge it? Is it not charged? When did I charge it last? So I like the idea that it's a cordless, but it is a detailed tip. So it just lets out just the tiniest bit of glue. And for some projects, you need more glue. So I may end up getting myself a cordless glue gun that has the bigger tip on the top. Just saying. I do like this one for small jobs. Just as an aside. This thing is screwed on there with a darn screwdriver thing. What do you call it? Screwdriver. Okay, here's the deal. My kids steal my screwdrivers. My son had my scissors the other day. They take my stuff and then I don't get it back. So let's see in my little toolbox here. This might be too big. My little mini, oh, here's a mini one, but it's not the right head. It's like a regular, not a Phillips. but it's that right size. Let's see if we can. Oh yeah, this is gonna work. I am like the least, I was a carpenter's daughter, but I had 8 brothers. So when my dad would finish and lay hardwood floors and he'd, you know, install tiles, and he was a floor layer. That's what he did. He was a carpenter and a floor layer. But when he did any of that stuff, you guys, he brought my 8 brothers. He didn't bring the girls, he brought the 8 brothers. So seriously, I have no idea what tools are called. I have no idea, like I had to learn how to use an electric drill. Thankfully, my husband has a construction management degree, so he's handy that way. Thank the Lord. But I'm not handy. I'm not the handy girl. I'm the crafty girl. I so want to be. I'm so inspired when I see women who can handle the power tools and know how to use a saw and all that stuff. It's just not my thing. Okay, so now I got to decide on the flowers. See, I think that alone is kind of sad and lonely, but I feel like with some sprigs of flowers, it might be cute. I'm going to clip off a few of these because it's too big of a spread. These came from Sola wood flowers. They're paper. They're made out of wood. They're called paper flowers. But it looks like wood bark. Like some of them look like little piece of wood bark. I'm going to snip some of these off. Where are my wire cutters? Here they are. And I'm going to try to make a little sprig of them with the idea that I would put maybe put some of them up here in the corner. You guys tell me. I love your input. Like seriously, girls, help me. Someone says yes for the flowers. Judy says yes. So if I clip them off and then just do like a little bunch up here, I don't know, I'm going to clip them all off, and then these clip really easily, actually. You know, sometimes it's like you really need some muscle power. Like a Wonder Woman, like I need help. These ones they're not hard. This one is like right on the top of the main branch, so I'm going to lose this guy. But I can cut. Wow, that was surprisingly easy to cut through. I bought these a long time ago because I thought they were so pretty, and I just have never used them. Do you have anything in your craft room like that? I wonder. Tell me, everybody, just do this because this will be super fun. In the comments, tell me something that you've purchased to use in your crafts, like life, like something you've purchased to use and you haven't used it yet that's on your mind. Like, let me think, is there something? These, I mean, I really haven't used these yet. I bought these a long time ago, but I have all kinds of stuff because I'm a product fiend. I love me some craft supplies. So tell me, what do you have in your supplies that you haven't used yet? I gave so many of my supplies away that I wasn't using, like all of my Stampin' Up! Stamps. I gave them away when we moved because I was so overwhelmed with moving all this stuff. And my husband kept saying to me, you need to downsize, you need to downsize. So I was like, okay, I haven't used my stamps in a long time. I'll get rid of them and all my stamp pads. I shudder to think of what an investment that was that I got rid of. Anyway, it's done now. I donated them to one of the local thrift stores, and then I ended up buying, I went there to like, oh my gosh, are they still there? I want them back. And most of them were gone, but I bought one thing back. I was like, oh, I donated them, then I bought them back. A lot of stuff. Name one, Nancy. Tell me, what do you got? Long, skinny metal bins, Leslie says. A set of artist brushes, 2 trash cans of old bed springs. What, Karen? How fascinating. Oh, she says, Luana says that Sola has a great sale going on right now. Yes. Okay. So when you take the flowers away, it does look bare, right? So it's funny. Sometimes you have to lay stuff down to see, like, yeah, I think I do. I like it better with the flowers. Even though they're not, like, this is pure white, and I think that goes great with the white edging. Like, we have white here on the edge, and we have the white distressing. So that comes all together. But I feel like this kind of goes with the floral paper. So I took these, actually, it's strange because they have a flower right at their base. So I snipped the flowers off, a couple of them at the base. See how it's all the way down here on the base? I took a couple of them off. So just to see, like, if they're positioned in the same exact place, you guys. Like, look, on this, all of them, they're positioned at the same exact place. So I need to offset them because that's just silly. We don't want them like that. But like that would work, right? Like we want to offset them just a little bit. And I don't mind if they're kind of layered behind each other a little bit. That's totally fine. In fact, why don't we do this? I'm gonna cut this one so that all I have on it is this. And then I can stick that, because these are all really high on these picks. So I'm gonna cut that one down so I can put it down low so it's a little more even, if you know what I mean. Because that would be silly if they were all exactly the same. All right, let's do that. So now I filled in the bottom with a little bit of that. So I have this. And the nice thing is these are wires. So once you have it positioned, you can like move these and they will stay where you put them. So I just have to decide how full do I want this? How many? Is that enough, you guys? Or do you think I should add some more? Maybe one more sprig? Why are they all, I didn't notice it before now, but they are all exactly the same, with one of these at the base, one of these in the middle, and one of these at the top. They're not they're all the same. Fascinating. Well, maybe I'll leave that one down at the bottom, and I'm gonna take this one off. And it's on its own little wire. Boink. Away with you. So I can position this one behind this big flower. And now I have one at the bottom. More or less do we like? More. Danica says more. Or is that Denise? Excuse me. My eyes are blurry, you guys. Are you going to tie them with jute? Yes, Sandy, that's normally what I would do, is I would tie them on the bottom with some jute to get them to be all in one set and then hot glue that on. Yeah, like you have to stagger them a little. Like that's just too much for them to be all in the same place. All right, I'm kind of liking this. And actually, once I have these all together, well, that one's kind of looking like it's on its own now. This one might have to come off. I'm gonna put some jute rope around this to tie it together, and then I can play with the placement of all of them. And I can always glue on, oh, I just broke one. They are very fragile. I could always just take one of these flower heads and glue it on somewhere if it's a little bare. Oh, I'm gonna add this extra one. Let's add it. All right, let me grab some jute. I just need a little scrap. I don't need a ton of it. Hang tight. Get my basket, my jute in it, my box, whatever it's called. I got all kinds of, I use jute all the time. All right, and I have a ton of scraps. So let's just grab a scrap of this and we're gonna tie this together, and then we can play with positioning after it's all together. Okay? All right, we got a plan now, girls. We're just gonna get, I'm like right here in the middle is like the common place where all of the branches are, and then the flowers are all around. Oop, I dropped one. So if I can get all of those branches, if I can get the jute around there with the hot glue gun, I'm gonna position it in there, and then I can start monkeying with the flowers themselves. So, okay, I'm going in with the hot glue, girls. Just wish me luck, because I always burn my fingers with something like this. Erin says, I just love this. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. All right, I'm going to put a mass of glue right there. A mass of glue. So I can stick my jute in there. And I'm so scared. Like, I'm scared of this. So I'm going to push it down with my knife. I usually keep, oh, it's coming right off. I usually keep my, these plastic, like, knives around, or I sometimes use my plastic pallet knives to just, now it's not hot anymore, thankfully. It's still sticky, but it's not hot. Now, once you have that positioned, you can go ahead and wrap. And I like to just, it kind of makes me think of a bridal bouquet. Just make it pretty here, like a pretty little wrap of rope. I don't feel like I need to keep gluing, as long as I glue the top and the bottom. So I'm going to come in here on the top, toward the top, and I am going to wrap it a couple more times, and this will get glued down. I can do it 3 times here. I still have enough hot glue to do it 3 times. And then I will snip it off here in the back. I'll put a little last bead of glue. We'll hold this down until it cools. And then I'll snip that off. And then we got to glue down the family and we're done. I usually use on the back of my projects, I usually use for hangers, I just use my staple gun and my jute rope. I find it to be the easiest way to do it. Had plenty of that. Oh, a string of glue. It's just holding on to that. Okay, look at, that's cute, right? So you get the jute. It's all very natural looking. The jute and the paper flowers, right? So we're gonna glue this on here. Now I have paper flowers everywhere. We have some extra flower heads if we need them. I'm gonna be able to spread this out. I know it's kind of looking all together because it is. Once I get it glued down, look at, see how these are all wires, so I can spin them and spread them out so that they splay out a little more. So I'm thinking, I just gotta look at my positioning here for both of these. Let me get these wire cutters out of the way, screwdriver out of the way. Okay, now I think a little further down. So we make just little decisions along the way. None of them are very overwhelming. I like stores to go to. They do sell online too, by the way, but oh my gosh, this store is like heaven on earth. It's better than any craft store I literally have ever been to. I love it. I love it. I wish I lived close to it. It's like 7 hours away from where I live. But where my son goes, he goes to Mayo Clinic in Rochester to be seen a couple of times a year for his Crohn's disease. And we go through, we kind of go by this town. So that's how I discovered it. All right, so that's in place. I like that it's kind of hanging off the edge. I think it kind of like makes it like you pay attention to it more for some reason. And then here, let's see, let's hold it back a little. These are sprayed out a little bit too much for me, and I can fix that, but I'm thinking just about right there. What do you guys think? Should I put it over here? It's too heavy on that side. I think it needs to be over here. It would be too much on that side. Okay, I'm gonna stick some glue onto the jute rope because that has the most bite to it. Like it has the most surface for this glue to stick to. So I'm gonna put a bead of glue, and it's the lowest, like it's going to, that's the part that's gonna touch the board first. And I'm gonna stick this right here, and I'm gonna hold it down until the glue dries. That's the one thing about Sola flowers, girls. You cannot get yourself worked up. They will break. They're very fragile. They're paper. They're made out of a dry paper, so they're very fragile. Here's what I do. When you get those beads of glue that you don't love that are like sticking out the side of your project, I come in with my X-Acto and I just, it's still warm, but it's not gonna burn my fingers. I just scrape a little bit off there, the stuff that's hanging out the edge. I feel like a little surgeon in here, like getting out, or maybe like the dental office that cleans your teeth and they get all the stuff out. Gross. You guys, my son, okay, let me just tell you real quick. My 14-year-old came up from his room. The boys are finishing their schoolwork, so they're usually down in the morning doing all their schoolwork and meeting with their teachers and all that stuff. He came up from school, from his room, and he's like, Mom, I looked into those killer hornets. He's like, he just starts telling me all these like terrifying facts about them. I said, Lennon, you are terrorizing me with these facts. I do not need to know this stuff about these hornets. I don't want to know. Like, you're scaring me to death. You're scaring me. Okay, I'm liking this, you guys. I'm liking it. Okay, so these, we can, you know, you can play with them a little. Bring one forward, one back. I'm not sure that I like that one right there. It's kind of in the way. I've got two squished together right here. I don't like that. See if I can get this one. Yeah, I got that one down a little further there. They're so fragile. But what I could do, because now I have these little flower heads. I mean, I'll keep them. They can be used on a greeting card or somewhere, right? I could, if I felt like it was bare somewhere, don't ever be afraid. Like, you could just come in and glue one single flower down if you needed to. I don't know. What do you think? Should I add one like right here or just leave it? I kind of like these four. They're like the four sisters hanging out up there. Like, I could add one right here, but I kind of like it without. I ask your opinion and then I say, okay, I kind of like it without. So that's what the flowers look like. That's what the family hanging off the edge. Let me pull back and show you the whole thing. I will end up top coating this whole thing, even the flowers on there. And I'm going to use a spray because it will like kind of like seal everything into place. Is my thought. Check it out. What do you think? Is this too much for you? No, honestly, like, I'm not offended. It's just, there's no right or wrong answer here. I like it hanging off the bottom, but I wonder, would you have done the same? When we're in the craft therapy club, I always say like, okay, you guys, you know I like things wonky, so that's what I'm going to do. But if you don't like it, you put yours up in the middle somewhere. Like you position it wherever you want. I kind of like it. I think it's interesting looking. So think about it. If you had like a front door that was blue or a front door that was black, you would have that sitting behind the word family. So I think it would make it pop a little bit more. I love this, you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope you guys do too. Oh, I got a bunch of hearts from Jane. Thank you, Jane. Brenda says, super cute. Beautiful. Thank you, you guys. Somebody said, just came on. Hey, Jennifer, welcome. Welcome back, you guys. We are so close to 50 again. I'm so glad to have the company. Leave it as it is. I love it. Tracy says it's cute as it is. Awesome. Yep, Sandy says leave it. It's fine and so nice. Thank you, you guys. Thank you. The name of the craft store is Crafts Direct. They do have an online store. You can shop online with them, but they have 2 stores. And the one in Waite Park, Minnesota is just incredible. Like literally, I could spend probably most of a Saturday in that store. I really could. It's phenomenal. Let's see. Let's see. Be Inspired has a video on making a rubber finger to use with your glue gun. Oh, Karen. Using Mod Podge, when you're using crafting like mediums, like texture mediums and glues, it's a really good idea to wear gloves too. But I always feel like I've lost some dexterity. You lose the feeling, right? So it's not the same. But I have considered getting a cover. Like they make silicone covers too for like doing needlework and stuff. And I probably even have one of those in my sewing bins. I started with a blank heart, but it had all of the grooves cut into it for the pallet board part. And I got this from Craft Dealz. So if you use my coupon code, The Comfy Nest there, you'll get a discount too if you want to pick one up. Thank you, Paula. Welcome. She said, I just found your site. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to The Comfy Nest. Like, come on board. Join all us crafty chicks here at The Comfy Nest. We love to have some fun. You guys, I have a couple, when I say a couple, I have like a couple dozen. So I create and create and create, and then I have no outlet for it because I don't have a booth. I did have a place in downtown Devil's Lake where I was putting some of my finished goods for sale at Relos and Mimi Market, but that's been closed during COVID. I'm thinking about posting some of this stuff in the Crafty Chicks for sale because I as much as I love these things, there's only so much room. There's only so many things. Like, and there are some things I will keep. Like, I want my bike. I'm not giving up my bike. We just did that painting, and if you want a bike of your own, it was $10 to take that workshop, and I promise you can paint that. I promise you. You absolutely could sign up for that. It wouldn't be live. I did the live, I think it was last week, didn't we? It was a 2-day paint challenge, but you could have access to the videos and do it on your own timing for sure, if you wanted to. Yes, Erin. She says, us wonky chicks. Absolutely. We're wonky and we will not apologize for it. Oh, Kathy, I'm so glad you like it. Yes, buddy. I have a visitor. Come see.
I don't want to be on the camera.
He doesn't want to be on camera. But can I see your glasses, please? I'm going to show them.
As long as you sign this.
I will sign it. This is COVID. This is 2 teenage boys at home. That's washi tape holding together his glasses, which broke, I don't know, 3 months ago. And we went back, was it 3 months ago, 4 months ago? During basketball. They got hit. Yeah. They got hit during basketball and broke. And thankfully they were still under warranty. So we got a new set, and thank God, again, I will say thank you, Lord. When you get the new pair under warranty, I can't even believe they can do this, but they warrantied it again. So I ordered another frame because this is not going to hold. It's not going to hold for long term. Oh my gosh.
You just have to sign all the parent signatures.
Okay, I will do this in a second. I'm just getting off with these ladies. I will, baby doll. All right, you guys. So I they were wrestling, and they get kind of, they wrestle and get rough with each other a lot. And when it happened, I came into the room, and the 14-year-old was dragging the 13-year-old. He came off the couch, boom, onto the floor by the foot, and was dragging him across the carpet. And then he was like, oh no, my glasses broke. Yeah. All right, so anyway, the Crafty Chicks group is my free, it's just a crafty like community, a place to come together, share projects, ask questions. I do post announcements in there, so make sure you get into the Crafty Chicks group. Just request to be added. If you want to get on the wait list for the Craft Therapy Club, which is opening for 5 days, enrollment will be open next week. Last time at the $20 price. It's a monthly group. There's no commitment to stay for a certain length of time. So if you join it for a month and you don't love it, just you can cancel it. That's totally fine. But I'm always so happy when you guys stay in that group because it's a great little community. So Crafty Chicks, get in there. That's free. The Craft Therapy Club is the paid group. We do one exclusive project in there a month, plus some added perks to that group. And that group will be opening enrollment next week. What else do you need to know? And I think I'm going to be soon posting some of these projects in the Crafty Chicks Club, that free group, for sale, because I have so much of it piled up. And my husband's going to come home and say, Grace, like really? I thought about doing like a yard sale, like a kind of like a yard sale, porch sale here, and where in the town that I live in, which I still can do and I may do. But still with COVID, you know, we got 2 people with autoimmune issues in my family, myself and my son. We don't need to be adding anything extra to our house. Yes, Crafts Direct is in Minnesota, Connie. Craft Dealz, oh, they're down south somewhere. Like I'm thinking like Mississippi, or I think they're like somewhere down south. Yay, Tracy says, I got my happy mail. I got my happy mail. Oh, Karen, she says, open an Etsy store. Sweet love. I'm telling you, when I tell you, I literally don't have another minute to do something like that. And I'm so bad at the computer work. It just is not my skill, and it stresses me out to no end. So maybe if I someday get to hire an assistant, that would be in the works, but not now. Plastic wrap, I know. I started to put the cover on my Mod Podge, and then I was like, nope, I gotta go get some plastic wrap. Thank you, Nancy, for the reminder. Yes, I will post for you. I forgot about the craft deal, so as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna go get the paper, the saran wrap, and I'm gonna go put those codes for you, those links for craft deals, so that you have it. Erin, she says I'll have to staple a note to my forehead to join the Craft Therapy Club. Erin, you will not, my love. Get on the mailing list, the email list, because I will be telling them every day. I will remind you if you're in the email list. Don't forget 4 more days. Don't forget 3 more days to join. I will remind them every day. I will send them a reminder. I will also put it in the Crafty Chicks group. So as long as you're in the mix with the community, make sure you like and follow this page. Change your notifications so you don't miss it. That's the way you won't need to put anything on your forehead, my love. That's not necessary. All right, you guys, have a beautiful, blessed day. I hope it's sunny and bright where you are. It's a little rainy here, but the grass is green and the birds are chirping, and I'm so happy about that. And I will catch up with you later. I am live at 2 o'clock today on the Chalk Couture page for the Watts of Love Wednesday fundraiser. So if you have any interest in learning more about that product line, you can join me at Chalk Couture with a Comfy Nest. All right, you guys, take care. Thanks for joining me. I'm so excited to have so many new people and all my loyal followers. You guys are just the best. Thanks for helping me out with this project today.